I didn't realize this was as big as a problem as it is, but this is crazy. I just watched Will Tennyson's video. Basically, he goes around gyms, different types of gyms, and he asks people if they've ever considered taking steroids. And the number of people that have considered it, that have been on it, just blows my mind. Like, I know that recently, this video is different from usual, but I just want to rant again, right? I love ranting. Ranting's fun. But I knew that steroids were like somehow being popularized by social media, right? Some people are promoting it, some people are just like using it, and then like they're highlighting the benefits. Trend twins, a lot of like bodybuilders and stuff like that. I don't want to sound like that old guy that's just like, don't do it, don't have fun, no having fun. But like, think about all the consequences. Think about all like what you're giving up for that short burst of like apparent joy, or like possible joy. Listen, like, here's some clips.
So when did you get on? What age?
This year.
So, and you're how old?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on steroids.
You're on steroids?
Yeah.
How long were you training naturally before that?
About a year.
A year. How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 17 and you've been thinking about it?
I've been training for 10 years and I look like this. I'm nothing special, right? I mean, like that 10 years, okay? Like anyone with like decent genetics. I have crap ass genetics, okay? My arms are too long, and then now I have small biceps. It's all bad, right? But like, some people, they said, oh, I started training a year ago, and then they're already contemplating taking steroids. So I just wanted to tell you a story, right? Back in my, no, okay, so like just a personal story, personal anecdote. So when I was little, I was really chubby, right? Here are some pictures if I'm not too lazy to to upload them. But I was really fat as a child, and when I was fat, I had high cholesterol. When I was fat, I had high cholesterol. I had high blood pressure. I was just unhealthy all around, right? And what made me change? What was kind of like the deciding factor that made me change? It wasn't like necessarily my health. I knew that was important, but like, what scared me the most was my parents told me, I don't know if it's true or not, I never really fact checked them, I just believe them, but they told me that if your blood pressure is too high, then you have to take blood pressure medication, and then once you take that medication, you can't go off of it, like forever. You have to take it for the rest of your life. And that idea of just the magnitude of I have to take it for the rest of my life, that scared the living bejeebas out of me. Again, I don't know if it's true, but like that's one of the things that motivated me the most to really like try to like fix my diet, fix my lifestyle and everything, right? And then you have people that are like, oh, I'll take steroids and it's like what I have to do for the rest of my life. If I have to be on HRT, if I have low testosterone forever. The stuff that these people are risking just for like, I want to look nice. I want to get bigger faster. Listen, as a generation, we can barely commit to a 1-minute video. You're gonna commit to possibly having to spend the rest of your life getting, I don't know, bi-weekly or weekly injections. People, please, like, I knew it was a problem. I knew there was a lot of like influencers that were like shilling out PEDs, right? Shilling out SARMs, shilling out steroids, all those things. I've seen that part of it, but I didn't realize that so many people are contemplating it so much. There's so many like drawbacks of having steroids. I just want to like lay them out. You don't want to hear me say like it's better, it's healthier, it's safer, it's whatever to be natural as long as possible. But like I really need to reiterate this, and it's really disappointing me how first of all people are allowing this type of content to be there, just glorifying the use of these PEDs, of these steroids, but also like it kind of has a sense of like this generation having to achieve something. I don't know if it's like a mental health thing or if it's like it's definitely like a societal thing, but like I'm just gonna list off a bunch of reasons why to stay natural as long as possible, and hopefully like this will get through someone. It's probably gonna be like 100 views, but like, hey, I did my part, and I'm gonna put pat on my back. So first thing, right? So compared to steroids, right? Let's compare that to like a nipple baby, right? So a baby or someone that's born into a family that has like generational wealth, or someone just born really rich. Imagine you took steroids and then you did all the best you can. You got super buff, you won Mr. Olympia, you won some whatever competition. And then everyone looks and like, oh, they won. But they won because they had steroids. They won because they were on steroids, right? It's the same thing with the nipple baby, right? It's like, oh, well, they're successful because they were already born rich. Even if it's not true, those people will always believe it. And deep down, you as a person either taking steroids or you as a person that is a nepo baby, you kind of have that sense of, not denial, sorry, you have that sense of like wonder. Like, what if it was because I was born rich? What if it was because of the steroids? It wasn't because of me. As soon as you start taking drugs, it doesn't matter if you took it once, if you took it for like, I don't know, like 3 years, right? As soon as you start, that kind of like that thought, like that dark thought will always be in your mind. Maybe it was because of the drugs, it wasn't because of me, right? And you kind of lose that sense of achievement, right? You lose that sense of accomplishment when you basically have this, oh, it wasn't me, it was the steroid. It wasn't because his work ethic, it wasn't because he's like super smart or whatever. It's because he was born rich. It's because he was taking drugs. You don't want that ever crossing your mind. It's just the sense of accomplishment of having done something by yourself, and you know for a fact that that was purely your effort, purely your own determination, your own work ethic. That feeling is so much greater than saying, oh, you won because you cheated, right? You never want to hear that. One of my favorite memories, I feel like a few months ago, right? I was working out at the gym, and then someone approached me and they're like, are you natural? And I was like, what? No. Dude, I used to be fat, what the heck? See, I'm so natural that the thought of even hearing like, are you natural? I didn't even think about steroids, because like my physique isn't, let's be honest, I am mid at most, right? Look at the size of this bicep, it's nothing. It's freaking nothing, okay? Like you know the finger test, right? Where it's like, if you can fit one finger between your bicep and your forearm, then you have like good genetics, but then if you can fit 2 or more, then it's bad genetics. I think I can fit 4 fingers in here. Okay, four fingers in here, okay? That's how bad my genetics are for building biceps, sad face. I didn't realize that he was asking if I took drugs, but then like it took me like maybe an hour after I went back to the car, and I was like, oh, he thought I could have been taking steroids. What? Wait, he thinks I could have been on steroids? That means I look good, right? So what am I saying, right? I'm not just bragging, right? Although it is kind of a humble brag. I'm so happy that happened. Anyways, but like this thought was like I'm natural, and then like someone thought that I could have potentially been on steroids. It made me so happy. But then I just want to flip it in reverse, right? So let's say the opposite would happen. Let's say I were on steroids, and then someone asked me, are you natural? There's 2 scenarios that would happen, and I think the best case scenario you would feel neutral. Otherwise, if you were like super buff, car coming. Let's say you were super buff, right? Like you trained your hardest, right? You took steroids, and someone says, are you natural? I feel like there'd be like a slight part of me that's like slightly ticked off. That's like, wait, you think I'm natural? Like I'm massive as heck, man, right? Like you think there's you think it's possible that I'm natural, right? Wouldn't like, it's that difference of like perspective of, if you're natural, then that's like the biggest compliment ever. But if you're not natural, then that's like almost an insult. And it's like, that's kind of like the difference between like if you do take steroids and if you don't take steroids. I feel like there's just so many more things that can be seen in a negative light after you're taking steroids than if you didn't take steroids. Was this story just a humble brag? Maybe. But anyways, there's more reasons why not to take steroids. It just isn't worth it. Like, it doesn't matter what a lot of influencers say, right? They just want you to click their affiliate link to buy their stuff so that they make a profit. They don't give a flying about you, okay? They don't care. If they're promoting this, they don't care. I just want to say, like, they're kind of like glorifying, oh, steroids will let you achieve greatness. You'll be happy once you achieve your desired muscle mass or whatever, right? And I just want to say that's not true. And like, if that is true, that's the worst way to live. That's the worst way to see life, in my opinion, like, ever. Why? So happiness shouldn't be extrinsic, right? So that means that happiness shouldn't come from outside. It shouldn't be from outside factors. So my belief is that happiness shouldn't come from obtaining like an achievement or attaining some type of award or winning something, right? It shouldn't be from an extrinsic thing, right? It should be, in my opinion, more intrinsic. Maybe there's slightly like a little bit of like outside factors, but like most of it should be intrinsic and like how you view the world, right? In a more like optimistic point of view, right? Rather than having a more pessimistic point of view. I want to give this analogy to like gaming, right? Let's say you're gaming for an hour. If you were to only feel happy every single time let's say you leveled up or you won a game, how often would you be happy? in the hour, maybe like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But instead, if you were happy just to be playing the game, just to be on that journey, just to be playing that game, then you'd be happy for the entire hour, right? So I don't want, like, it is important to set goals for yourself, right? It is important to like make sure to try to like achieve something, but your happiness shouldn't be dictated on that. Like, I think that happiness should come from just doing the things you want, especially if you're doing it with people, right? And kind of enjoying the things that you're doing. Even if you fail, you've still succeeded in failing. you've learned something on the way to your failure, right? And that should be, you shouldn't be just automatically sad because you failed. You learned something, you gained something out of it, you matured, and now you've improved your odds of succeeding next time, right? And if you passed, well, great, awesome. Your happiness and your state of mind should not be conditioned on the outcome of a certain thing, right? Especially with something that's out of your control. For example, a subjective, superficial competition where you just have random judges, or even like social media where you're just like, oh, the algorithm let me get more followers or whatever, right? And like this gaming example, right? This also extends to like weight loss, right? People that are taking Ozempic that are just, they're saying, oh, I'll be happy if I lose 10 pounds, if I lose 50 pounds. You won't. Okay, like coming from a person that used to be fat when they were little, right? Basically my identity was formed when I was fat. Okay, like I'm still battling with demons. Anyone that's eaten out with me knows like how much of a stickler I am for certain things, and I'm trying to change that. And I just want to make sure that I just want to kind of put it out there that it's those types of superficial things, those superficial goals. They're not what you should like. Maybe you can strive for it, yeah, but like. As long as you're trying your best and you're making improvements, you're progressing, that's fine, right? Like, you won't be happy as soon as you hit this mark, right? That's that moment of like accomplishment, that feeling of accomplishment, it's very fleeting, it's very temporary, and like in a day or two, it's gonna be gone. And then once you seek it again, well, I mean, then it just kind of becomes this like dangerous spiral where like, okay, so I just put on 10 pounds of muscle mass, now I need to put on 15 pounds of muscle mass to reach that same feeling of happiness, or I need to put on 20 pounds now, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, right? Or I need to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, right? It becomes so unhealthy, and I really want people to realize that that's not a healthy way to see life, to approach happiness. Listen, I like, this is me just rambling a lot, me humble bragging part of it. I can't believe he asked if I was not natural. I was so happy, dude. You don't even understand. Okay, anyways, it's so sad because like this is nothing. But anyways, I'm just really tired of like all these people. Like I did at first, I thought it was like people just watching them for like, oh, like maybe background music, maybe they're watching them to see their journey, right? But I didn't realize how much of an impact it had. I guess I should have known, but like how much of an impact it had on people like actually considering taking steroids, something that's so life-changing, something that's like monumental, and like in terms of like how it can affect your health going on, how it can affect your mental health going on. All this drug content, especially like also with like the advertisements that are just like for Ozempic, for all those things that are just like for plastic surgery too. Oh, I'll be perfectly happy as soon as I fix my nose. I'll be perfectly happy as soon as I fix my ears, my eyes, where does it stop, right? That's the question. Where does it stop? And it doesn't, right? Because when you are achievement based, right? When your happiness depends on achievements, once you achieve something, then where do you find happiness? You have to find the next achievement to achieve. And that only comes in making your achievements more and more extreme. All these things that are just messing with your mental health, that are saying you're not good enough, that are saying like you have to do this, you like in order to be successful you have to do that, you have to do this, right? It's not healthy, right? Even like in terms of like getting money, right? I think Charlie Munger, in his last interview, he said, what I regret. Charlie Munger, if you don't know, he's like basically Warren Buffett's like right-hand man, right? He was super smart in investing. He earned a bunch of money, right? Billions of dollars, right? Well, in his last interview, he said, my regret, I regret not earning enough. My regret is not earning even more money. So what I'm saying is like, when you tie, I keep going back to this point, I'm sorry if I'm just like reiterating a lot, right? I'm an old man at heart, but when your happiness is based on an achievement, a number, a weight, a goal, a look, right? That's you can never it's just the doom cycle of you constantly setting greater and greater like bars of achievement, which obviously like for the American economy, it might be good, right? Like because you're earning more money, you're giving more jobs, right? Maybe it's like it could be good for progress, right? If you're for like company growth, right? But there comes a point when that company growth stops or slows down. If your happiness is based on that growth, then you no longer be happy now, right? It's just really dangerous, and I really want people to not think of it like that, and just your happiness should be based on the journey. Should be based. You should just be like, it should be intrinsic, right? Based on yourself. Like you should always be motivated to progress, right? To motivate it to be like to hit your goals, right? But your happiness shouldn't be dependent on it. That's what I'm saying. Also, like, think about how much money you're wasting, right? think about the cost of steroids. I didn't even go. This just became a random rant, but like think about the cost you're saving if you're not taking steroids. I'm pretty sure, I don't know how much they cost, but I'm sure they're expensive. Right? And also, you don't need supplements. You don't need supplements either, right? Supplements are also bad. Like just like all that's just a bunch of money. Just eat a like balanced diet. Just like enjoy life, right? Have like take it with friends, right? Just have fun, right? And then derive happiness from yourself, from within, but also from just like existing, right? From just playing the game of life, right? Don't your happiness shouldn't be only found when you achieve something. It should be found throughout playing the game, or else why are you playing the game? Yeah, that's it. It's just a rant after watching Will Tennyson's videos. They're pretty interesting, pretty cool. So if you haven't seen him before, obviously you probably have. Compared to my channel, if you're watching my channel, chances are you've probably seen his videos before you've seen my videos. But that's it. I just wanted to talk. Like, it's just so disappointing how like this content is even allowed to be out there. Especially, I didn't realize how impressionable some people are. I guess I should have. But like the younger generation, he was 21 and he said he trained for 1 year before he contemplated or before he started taking steroids. Think about the permanence, think about all these things. This is a long video of me ranting again. I'm sorry, I'll stop the video. Have a good one. Bye.